doesn't deter him from playing at the top of his game. It should be a very interesting match. This two players, of course, Shaun Bingtao, Masters champion, only 21, and got a very composed game.
Thank you. The first frame. Shaun Murphy to break.
No predictions. It's too difficult to do that. The only thing I will say, I would not be surprised if it went equally as tight as the first contest today.
Well, let's hope the quality is just as good, because that was a top quality match we just witnessed in Mark Selby and Dave Gilbert. This young man, without doubt, the best of the rest of the Chinese following Ding. Very successful in such a very short career. And he's very experienced beyond his years as well, isn't he, Phil? I mean, he's just 21. He's already won the Masters, beat John Higgins in that dramatic final.
And I think, ranking-wise, at some point this season, he will become the top Chinese player. Unless Ding brings about a significant improvement. First on the radar professionally when, as a 15-year-old, he and Zhou Yulong teamed up to win the World Cup. One of the great achievements for me in top-level snooker. By winning that, they both got into the Champion of Champions that year. And as a 15-year-old, as we've said, he beat Murphy. It was a funny old match that. The pockets were really tight. Not the best of standards, but he announced his arrival there.
Yeah, based up in Sheffield, Victoria Snooker Academy. In fact, Shaun was there only last week practicing up there. Didn't practice with Jan, of course, but was up there practicing with some of the other boys. But good opening red from Jan Bingtao. Nicely on the yellow. I think the red, as we see this opening red again, beautifully controlled. I think the red just to the bottom of the pack to the left will pot it. You just come down and have a quick look at that. It does pot, but he has a nice angle, so he could play on that red, or he could go into the bunch. I think he's going to play on it.
I think that shot actually is very characteristic of Jan Bingtao. Of all the top players, I think he's one of the most reluctant to go into the bunch unless it's absolutely necessary.
Yeah, he's a bit like as we call them, cherry pickers. They like to take the loose reds first, build up some points. Oh, well, that was a mistake.
Yeah, I mean, so
and that's the only, maybe the difference between Jan Bingtao and some of the, like Shaun would probably have gone into the pack off the yellow, try and get the reds open early. But that was an uncharacteristic miss.
Well,
this looks good for a nice angle on the brown. Now, of course, there's no loose reds here, so he's got to go into the pack. But
brown ball
generates a lot of power from this cue. See a lot of top spin, a little bit of right hand side. Trying to miss the pink. How's your look? Not very good, I don't think. May have one red at the bottom of the pack.
Fine.
No, it's not on. He's been a bit unfortunate there. Could have been a kind of split.
Shaun Murphy 5.
In recent years, Murphy has not been as consistent as he once was. But the fact remains, when he plays his best, he's good enough to beat anyone. When he plays near his best, he's good enough to beat anyone.
Yeah, he's one of those players you just love watching play. He just gets on with it. He's quick. He's got a beautiful cue action. Strikes right through the ball and gets plenty of action on the cue ball. And he's a great scorer, isn't he? I mean, he builds his game on potting long balls and scoring very heavily. The safety part of his game sometimes lets him down. Maybe try and get the cue ball up near the blue here. Big target. Oh, that's a lovely shot. And that's what you say about this young man. You know, he shows a lot of maturity for one so young.
Yeah, he's the youngest top player by many a year.
Foul and a miss. Young southpaw.
Well, unless that red just below the pink spot is potable, I think this will be going back. He's having a quick look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to go back. It's not a bad choice of escape for Shaun here. It's just needs a little bit more side on the cue ball, a little bit more right hand side, just to widen the angle off that first cushion.
Yeah, okay, think so. Thank you.
No.
Foul and a miss.
Very close.
Young southpaw.
Not leaving any pot on here for young Bingtao, although he's come down to have a look, so it'll go back again.
Yes, as Ken said, he came very close, but with such a big target to hit and 70 reds to choose from, he will continually be called for a miss unless he actually makes contact.
Foul and a miss. Young southpaw.
I think Shaun is getting a little bit cut out with the cushion. He's expecting a bigger bounce off the first cushion. And as we said from day one, the cushions are a little bit softer than what they're used to. Still a beautiful table. The bed is running beautifully. This looks pretty good. Yeah, well played. It can happen at tournaments, you know, for the table just to settle in for a couple of days, and cushions that get a little bit soft, and once they get a little bit of play on them, they speed up. Cloths are lovely and fast these days, Phil, and very conducive to, good breaks and really good snooker.
Yeah, I was watching some footage yesterday of a very early champion of champions back in the late 70s, and the table was so slow and unresponsive in comparison to this one. Pockets played easier though.
Got a loose safety shot from Shaun Murphy there. It's left a possibility here for Bingtao.
One.
Very cleverly using the second red. He knew he was going to be running into it with the cue ball, but played it with a lot of topspin and used that red to go around the back of the black. Just have a look at the cue ball here. So he knows he's hitting that red, but he used it in a way to avoid hitting into the black.
It's quite late now
4.
over in China, but you can guarantee there's a very big audience watching this. Popular fellow Yan Bingtao, and rightly so.
5.
From the city of Zibo in the Shandong province. Although he has recently bought a house in Sheffield.
$12. 13.
He's still got 5 or 6 reds in the open here, and he's already amassed a 30-point lead, so doesn't have to do much. Just keep a good close control of the cue ball.
20.
That's one of the great facets of his game, cue ball control.
He's had a really solid start to the season. Couple of deep runs already. Semi-finalist in the Northern Ireland Open.
28.
Quarter-finalist in the English Open. He's already qualified for the forthcoming German Masters and European Masters. Got through a group in the Championship League, so he's building up points nicely.
29.
His only big disappointment came in our first event of the season here on RTV. British Open, lost in the very first round to Germany's Lucas Kleckers, 3-2.
$35. 36.
Just on the black yen and the cue ball. Just go up right of the pink, you would feel. For the 2 reds into the opposite pocket. You could screw the cue ball in as well. Come up the left-hand side.
$43. 44.
You can see with his cue ball control, I mean, he's perfect on every colour in red so far. think one of the great facets of his game as well, Phil, is his temperament. We saw that at the Masters, when John Higgins kept pushing him all the way. And he kept a very, very cool head right at the end to win, eventually 10-8. Doesn't seem phased at all, does he?
Well, that run at the Masters was remarkable. He only played one frame fewer than the maximum you can play to win the title. Won his first 3 matches 6-5 against Neil Robertson,
50.
Stephen Maguire and Stuart Bingham. And then, as Ken said, beat Higgins 10-8 in the final. And his money's worth.
Well, 68 ahead, just 67
58.
remaining. I don't think he's finished just yet. He's taking
59.
these very nicely indeed. It wasn't a missed ball from Shaun Murphy, just a loose safety shot.
He's 75 in front, 59 on. No realistic way back for Murphy.
$66.
And now any lingering debate has been quashed. You're right about his temperament, Ken. It's excellent. And he's also extremely dedicated. Wants to play in everything.
$74.
Yeah, good shot. Dead weight. Probably play for the red below the black here. Doesn't want to be straight on this red. He'd like to keep going here. Make a century if he can.
80. $81.
Yeah, this will be the shot. In and out of balk. Just try and miss green and brown and back down for this red on the left hand side of the table. Watch the cue ball. Looks pretty good. Missed the brown? No. Too much side spin. Unlucky.
88. So 88
It's a
on the
shame,
first frame.
denied a century, but nevertheless, a really encouraging start from Yan Bingtao, not for Shaun Murphy. The Chinese player leads by a frame to 0. In the first frame of this match, we have seen the future of snooker. Yan Bingtao has got a golden future.
Thank you. The second frame.
He only turned 21 in February. He's already got the Masters title on his CV. Who's to say he won't have the champion of champions? It's the first step, of course, but he looked very good in the opener.
This is a shot Shaun Murphy is normally pretty proficient at, but sat in your chair for the whole of the first frame. These are a bit more difficult, there you see. Got second prize though.
Sorry. Oh, right, okay, yeah.
Well, it hasn't been touched, it's on the spot, but referee Rob Spencer still uses his ball marker. Playing something off the yellow. It's just caught Yan Bingtao's eye. Just got to be careful here. There are a few loose reds, as you can see, around the pack area. So he plays off two cushions, trying to nestle into the reds. He's got to be careful. So he might be playing the two cushion escape. Cue ball back to balk, but has to make a good contact here. Yeah, good shot. Very good shot. Oh, and look at this for a little kiss. Very nice indeed.
At this level of the game, luck is so often about subtle flicks like that rather than outrageous flukes.
And Murphy's going to play a similar shot. Oh, well played. Very nicely played. And a nice bit of sportsmanship from both players, appreciating each other's shots. Nice to see.
Well, an iffy safety cost him dear in the first frame, and that wasn't the best either. Caught it slightly too thick, that's why the cue ball hasn't gone into bulk.
And he's torn it down because the angle is not ideal. Cue ball will be going towards the black as it's a little bit straighter on that ready. No hesitation in taking it on. I don't think the angle was perfect for him, so that's why he's refused it. Better return of safety from Murphy. Didn't have much of the red to play with there. And the pink is causing a big problem here for Yan Bingtao. Blocking the path down this right hand side, the back to balk. may just drop onto this red, just to the pink. Just play it dead weight. Sacrificing the advantage, of course, but that's all he could do. Now a nice target would be try and bring some reds into play. Try and get up somewhere near that brown.
Well, if you're going to play that shot, you're best equipped when you're 21. 21-year-old pair of mince pies.
Yeah, no visit to Specsavers for Jan Bingtao just yet. Very, very good shot though, I must say. He's got Murphy in a little bit of trouble here. Can't get back to ball, so has to play a containing shot.
Even though he's the junior player and Murphy is the veteran, you get the feeling that Murphy would prefer fluency. I think Jan has got greater patience.
Yeah, he's forced another error from Murphy in that safety department. Yeah. Well, once again, this is what sets him apart from a lot of other players around the same age. They have no tendency of taking that red on. But the fact that he couldn't see a clear path to avoid the reds and black, he refused it.
Foul. In the mess. Young himself. Yeah?
That's interesting. Foul and a miss called, quite correctly.
Well, I'm not 100% with this.
I would have thought
Might have to help me out a
Jan
bit.
Bingtao might have just taken a cursory look,
Yeah.
but he remained glued to his
Little bit
chair.
more this. Yeah.
No hesitation to get the cue ball put back.
See if Paul can get it up. No?
There.
It's not coming up, Shaun, so we'll just have to agree it between us. This way. Yeah.
Referee Rob Spencer and Shaun Murphy trying to
Yeah, Bingtao, yeah.
mutually agree.
I've got it now. That looks spot on.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
And now Paul Collier, the marker, agrees that's where the white was originally placed. Ooh, now Murphy, because he can
miss.
see a red directly, will be
You want me
warned.
to tell 4? Yes.
If he misses this
Agree where it
again,
is first. Okay.
it's loss of frame.
Thank you, Shaun.
Can't imagine he'll do that for a
Yeah, good
moment, but the
position.
warning will come.
Okay. Okay. Bingtao, happy with the position. Shaun, I've had to call a miss as a result of the stroke. I'll award the frame to your opponent. Okay?
Well, I don't think he'll be playing the same shot again for sure, so will he take this red on? I think he might have to, you know? Forced into taking it on. Didn't want to.
The first player to be a beneficiary of 3 misses and you lose the frame is in this commentary box, and it wasn't me.
Yeah, I remember it very well. The Irish Masters against Steve Davis. And it was in the final frame as well.
1.
Steve Davis missed the red 3 times and I was awarded the frame and the match. Not a nice way to win the match, but I wasn't complaining at the time, Phil, to be honest.
I'm glad you qualified that. Not a nice way to win the match. You were loving it.
3.
It'd be quite interesting to see how Yan Bingtao goes about this break.
4.
Few loose reds to play for still. He'd like to get rid of that red just to the right of the blue. But there's a red in the middle of the pack. There's also this red close to this bottom left-hand corner pocket. The red to the right of the blue, because that will open blue into both pockets. Now, when potting this red, he could leave a nice angle
6.
on the blue and go into the pack. As we said, sometimes he likes to cherry pick and pick off the loose reds for us, but this may be a good time to go into the pack of reds.
No great commitment.
12.
Yeah, it's sort of a measured approach. He thought by playing it in a certain way, he'd still have that red into the left corner pocket, but he's hit the wrong side of the pack. He's got 1 red. Still, he could play up into the yellow pocket or possibly to the middle, but I think the yellow, yeah, that red there, a bit more of a cute angle into the left centre, so maybe up into the yellow pocket. And when the balls are so close, it's a lot more difficult to see the angle.
Not flustered, Jan. Everything's all in his own time, on his own terms. Well, how about that for a recovery?
Yeah, wonderful shot, wasn't it? It's not too bad. Okay, he's on the green. He's got a very fine cut on it, but you'd expect him to pot it. Just missed the blue. Back down for these reds. That's just about perfect.
60.
He's got a choice here. He could play the red and play a little cannon on the red just below the pink and leave the pink into the left centre. This would certainly open things up.
70.
Perfect.
He's not a traditional break builder. Thinks out of the box in many respects when he's putting together a run. But I tell you what, he's certainly effective.
$23.
Yeah, he does things slightly different, but just have a look at the way he's got the reds now. And the pink back on the spot in a couple of shots.
24.
And the frightening thing is, for his opponents, as I said before, he's on the upward curve. Gaining more experience, more confidence, all the time.
$30. $31. $37.
He played a nice little cannon on the black there, just so he'd have a nice angle on this red. Just stun up for the pink again.
38.
His cue ball control so far in this match has been exemplary.
$44. $45. $47.
He has such poise. It's priceless.
48.
.56 to lead. Pink will be 62 with 67 remaining, so he's going to need one more red. That's why he's had a quick look at the scoreboard. He wanted to be a bit straighter on this pink so he could play for the red, the left-hand side of the table. Now he's going to have to play a little cannon. Oh, he's come around for the red into this bottom left-hand corner pocket. That was a wonderful shot. Just about goes. That was very nicely controlled.
55.
Yes, given the juncture of the frame, that was right up there with the recovery red. He knocked into the distant yellow pocket a little earlier. Super stuff.
$61. 62.
Positional error, but it's far too late to save Murphy. This, to a lot of people, doesn't make sense, but you'll know what I mean, Kenny. Hit that too well.
Yeah. .88 break in the first frame.
71.
71 and counting here. This has been a wonderful break.
And this is
77.
another characteristic of Yan Bingtao. He fully concentrates even when a frame is in the bag.
78. I mean, so 78 on the frame.
A pity. They call him the Tiger. Today he's displaying the eye of the Tiger. And right now Murphy is on the ropes. Yan Bingtao leads 2-0.
More great drama. That's a big tick from me. Trust a Trader, sponsoring ITV4 Daytime.
Trustatrader.com
Welcome back to Bolton and the second match of the day. We've seen
Thank you,
some
the third
exceptional stuff so far from Jan Bingtao.
Shaun Murphy to break.
Breaks of 88 and 78. Shaun Murphy has gone for 2 pots. He has knocked both in, so 100% pot success rate. And he's got absolutely nothing to show for it. Spent most of the time sitting in his chair. Murphy badly needs to gain a foothold, but we saw in the first match of the day that it's not how you start, it's how you finish.
One.
Good opener. Bit unlucky with the kiss on the blue. Hasn't been too kind to him. Trying to get on that red left of the black. This is pretty good. Okay, a little bit close to the cushion for comfort, but he's done well
3.
to get there.
Shaun Murphy 3.
And that's only as a result of being kept cold by his opponent, not getting too much table time.
What's formidable about Jan Bingtao is that there's no discernible weakness. Murphy, of course, can win this match, but he will have to play well to do so. That's a given. You have to play well these days to beat Jan. Not his best.
Yeah, and this time Shaun can take this red on. Could possibly play off this top cushion and still get on the black. Play it with a little bit of bottom this shot, drag it in. Yeah, he's played it nicely.
One.
He's held for the black. Lovely shot. Not easy that, but played it beautifully. Now this is where you have to score. You have to do exactly what your opponent has done to you. You've got to try and win the frame in one visit. Not easy when you've been kept cold.
Nine.
Murphy's here because he was runner-up in the World Championship. The beaten finalist of the Crucible is given a place, quite correctly in my view. And in the last 16 at the World Championship, he defeated Jan 13-7, with 2 centuries included, the highest of which was a 144 total clearance. It's that level he needs to attain again.
$22. 23.
Yeah, he's a very streaky player, isn't he, Murphy? And, you know, if he gets on a run, he can reel off frames very, very quickly. Needs a good split here. It's not too bad. He's brought 3 reds into play at least.
30.
Can't hold for the black, so it's got to go for blue or ball colour here.
$30. $36. 37.
Yeah, didn't want that. A little bit careless, that one. Needed an angle on the black. It looks like he's pretty straight. He's got a deep screw. A lot of reverse side. And you see him parting the side on the cue ball. Now watch the spin. Nicely out for the red. Played it nicely.
44. $45. Thanks.
Lots of debate about who is the finest rest player in the game. Corin Wilson is up there. Shaun Murphy has been at the top of that tree for many a year. And I know he takes great pride in it.
52.
This is the key shot, Phil, in the break. If he pots this and gets on a colour. Didn't get on that red nicely as well as he would have liked. And that could be very, very costly indeed.
And even that last little nudge, taking the one semi-awkward red off the cushion and leaving it to this middle pocket. Now look at the table.
What?
Ideal for a counter-attack.
He's having a good look to see if he's on this red. If he is, he's been a little bit fortunate. Maybe, yeah, he is. He's having a look to see is the pink pot into the left centre pocket. Nothing go into the middle of the pocket, and he's slightly out of position. He still should get the black, but a bit of pressure on this one. Yeah, there was a little bit of pressure. Wow.
You mean so 5?
Well, we didn't see that one coming. Just slightly out of position.
One of his calling cards, Yan Bingtao, he's normally very dependable on those big pressure shots. The black did not threaten the jaws.
Yeah, it's a let off.
Eight. 9.
So Murphy would be mightily relieved. Just having a quick check on the scores. He's 59 behind. There's only 51 remaining, so the pink will make certain of his opponent staying in his chair. I don't think that will matter too much.
15. Cheers, Shaun. Thank you.
The kind of shot you go for when you believe the frame is wrapped up. Clearly, Yan doesn't hold that same opinion. He's 65 behind, 51 on. That means he needs 4 snookers.
Well, thank you.
His best chance, and it really is a slim one, is to pop this red with a high value colour and then leave the last red on the table and try and get a free ball. But even then, the likelihood small.
Foul.
They'll get it now.
Yamin so 9. Shaun Murphy 7.
Yan walks away from the table, concedes.
Shaun Murphy.
And Shaun Murphy, no doubt, relieved and delighted to finally get a frame on the board. 2-1 it is to Yan. you always expect tight, tense, quality matches at the Kazoo Champion of Champions. This afternoon has not let us down. If you're just joining us, Mark Selby is through to this evening's quarter-final. He defeated Dave Gilbert 4-3 from 3-1 down. Played beautifully in the crunch. Now Jan Bingtao 2-1 up on Shaun Murphy in our second first-round match of the day. It was 2-0 though, and Jan had a chance to really hurt Murphy by stealing frame 3. He didn't do so because he missed a pressure black off its spot. Now, will that linger with him? Will he dwell on it?
One.
As soon as the red went in, all he was thinking about, Murphy, was whether the cue ball would stop in time. It didn't.
Shaun Murphy.
Yeah, this is one of those situations where you've got to be so careful because if he slides into the pack on the left-hand side, could possibly leave that red. It's in the open, and same on the right-hand side with the red into the right centre. So you've got to try and not leave anything here. It's going to be very difficult. Let's see. He goes into the pack here, but he's always going to leave this red into the left centre. It probably is as well as he could have hoped for, because this red is not easy, particularly when you're bridging over not one but two reds here. This is very missable. Very missable indeed.
Yes, even the black was compounding the issue there, wasn't it?
It's a shot, it's very hard to refuse, but I wouldn't have blamed him if he did refuse that. Look at what he's left.
One. Eight. Nine.
Two reds available at the bottom of the pack of reds into the bottom right corner pocket here.
Full seam.
When he puts this, that will open the red just to the right of it, into the left corner pocket. Just have to graze off this red when potting. This one he's got to graze off the one just ahead of it, to the right. Well, he's going to take the other red. So he'll be bringing more reds into play with this shot. Oh,
15.
the red's come up to block the blue. It's gone wrong.
Deserved applause for that one, especially in light of the fact that in the previous frame he missed a pressure ball.
8.
The green wasn't entirely sweetly struck, but it was struck well enough.
$90.
The shoulders slump. The expression says it all. Jan Bingtao knows that if the cue ball had avoided the black there, he would have been in prime
Nice.
position.
Yeah, Bingtao 90.
This looks pretty good if the cue ball slows up. Yeah, nice shot. Murphy, having a look at this red up into the green pocket, he could take it on, would be the only red he'd be leaving. I think he's going to refuse it on this occasion. I think he'll be definitely taking this red on. There is a path, of course, onto this top cushion and back up for blue or ball colour. Let that one slip as he got away with it. The green may come to his rescue. I think it has.
Very fortunate, because the red was nowhere near. when Murphy won the World Championship as a qualifier in 2005. I don't think I've ever seen, before or since, a more sustained display of potting excellence from distance. It was just one after the next.
Well, that's just a wonderful shot. Have to hit that red full ball off the side cushion and just have a look at the cue ball where it's finished. Glued to the ball cushion. Excellent shot.
Sometimes you just have to accept that the only thing you can do is containment. When it comes to the tactical side of the game, Ken, I always think Jan Bingtao has got really good spatial awareness. It's a cliche, this, but he's got a old head on young shoulders.
Yeah, without a doubt. Plays a lot of clever shots. That previous safety shot, where he knocked the red out of balk and left it tight to the cushion, it was very, very clever indeed. And his safety keeps producing errors from Murphy, and he keeps giving himself chances. And here's another one. Murphy at the moment is not matching his safety, and you would feel it should be the other way around because of experience. But Jan Bingtao's safety is top quality.
I think there is a parallel, Ken, and I think you will agree, between Jan Bingtao now and John Higgins when he burst onto the scene. He was tactically advanced far beyond his years.
Yeah, and you know, normally, generally, you know, players so young, you would think they're going to be a little bit more impulsive, a little bit more restless, not as measured. But he plays an awful lot of clever shots that you'd only expect, like, players who have played the game at a top level for quite a number of years to have played. He seems to have it all. You don't know where he sort of got that from such a young age. You watch a lot of snooker as a young kid. Been playing a long time, you know, even as a young man, I'm sure, back in China, but must have studied the game.
12.
He plays a lot of shots that 21-year-olds, in the game generally don't play or don't see the shots, but he does.
He won the World Amateur Championship when he was 14 years of age. Rookie of the Year on the World Snooker Tour in 2017. The youngest ever ranking tournament finalist at the 2017 Northern Ireland Open. And when he won the Riga Masters in Latvia in 2019, he was the first teenager to win a ranking event for 13 years.
$26. $27.
Didn't seem a lot, that shot, but it just underlines how well he hits the ball.
30.
Hardly seemed to touch the cue ball and pulled it back easily with reverse screw inside. Applied just a little too much, actually, and that's why he had to go up for the blue. And has he made the journey? Just about.
$40.
Frame ball coming up.
$40.
Ken, it's the definition, isn't it, of snooker hardball. He won a really good safety exchange with some shrewd shots and then built the points.
Yeah, as I said, all the facets of his game are top quality.
48.
Murphy is struggled in the safety department. He's given him a few chances.
49.
And but for that miss black in the previous frame, I think it's the only real ball of sort of consequence that he's missed.
$56.
He scores well.
57.
He's made an 88, a 78. He's on 57 and counting.
$63.
It's a tough skill.
$64.
One thing I do like about him, I mean, even here now, look, he's watching, he's looking. How am I? Frame is already gone, so it doesn't really matter. Most of the players just get down and, play the blue. He wants to pot every single ball on the table. He wants to clear up.
The Invitation Championship League starts
69.
just before Christmas. The first two groups, December 20 to 23 in Leicester. A lot of the top
70.
players, because it's so close to the festivities, saying I'll come in a little later in the new year. Yan Bingtao has put his name down for Group 1. No messing around with him.
74. $78. $83. $89.
Not quite in the Judd Trump class, but look where he's dropped anyway.
$96 in the frame.
Not be mightily impressed by the efficiency of Yan Bingtao. He's got everything. Not got the victory yet, though, although he's close.
More great.
And right now, you can't dispute he's got his claws into Shaun Murphy. It's been a very good performance from Yan Bingtao. Just a reprise of what's happened. Breaks of 88, 78, 96. The only mistake he made, and it was perfectly entitled to do that, he missed a pressure black off its spot in the third frame when he had a chance to clear. That aside, I think he's been really good value for this 3-1 lead, Ken.
He has, yeah. He's played very well. And, you know, there've only been safety errors, really, from his opponent. But he's pounced on every one, and he's scored very, very well.
Thank you. The fifth frame.
Little subtle
Shaun
pun
Murphy
there from
to break.
Ken, I noticed. The thing with Yan, he just wears you down with his constant efficiency. There's nothing flash. And he's always seemed right at home in the arena. As we discussed earlier, he beat Murphy when he was 15, did Jan, in this tournament. It was 2 each, and then he made a couple of half centuries on a tough table, I recall, to win 4-2. Often, safety success is tied to experience, not in this match. Jan outdoing his far more experienced opponent. Some say, Ken, that playing the second first-round match in these groups can be a disadvantage in the sense that you've got very little time between contests. I think Jan Bingtao could play 4 matches in a day.
Well, I saw him up in the practice round before this match. I mean, he must have been on the table for a good hour and a half, practicing on his own. Got a great appetite for the game. You can take this red on, but it's not 100% sure where the cue ball is going to finish up. As you can see, cue ball will be going into reds. You might take a chance. Yeah, just take a chance, make sure of the red, and then you might get lucky. And that's exactly what's happened.
He boasts a 95% pot success rate in this match, and that's easy to calculate because he's knocked in 95 balls out of 100 attempted. And even from distance, he's been very accurate.
Will he be pleased
Okay.
to see that pink going its own spot? Because he didn't want it going on the black spot. Because that would have tied up the 2 reds. Just left of that
8.
black spot. And would have tied up the pink as well, so. Like to get on one of those reds eventually and possibly get the black on its spot again.
Good. Yeah, I mean, so 13.
Given the way he's played today, that was a surprise.
And once again, not really putting any pressure on his opponent there, Shaun, with that shot. Cue ball should have really been targeted in behind green and brown. And closer to the ball cushion. You get your hand on the table. Makes a big difference. Now watch the cue ball here. We'll probably try and get it behind brown and green. And there you go. Bit of a difference.
Thank you.
He's reluctant to play the containing safety shot and leave the cue ball down this top end of the table near the reds and black. It's a bit risky that. May play the deep screw. Try and screw the cue ball back into bulk and hope that a red doesn't come careering back up into the bulk area as well. That's maybe his only shot here. Anything can happen here. Yeah, not too bad. We'll settle for that.
The turning point in last night's quarter-final between Neil Robertson and Kyron Wilson was when Robertson, unluckily, on 40 in the 8th frame, went for a red. The only one he could possibly leave was the one he went for. It came all the way back down the table. Wilson made 98, went on to win. The only red that Murphy could leave playing it like that was the one he went for. He'll be relieved he hasn't left it. In the lap of the gods, mind you. This time a misjudgment. Cue ball in and out, back over the baulk line. Can Murphy spark into life? When Murphy's knocking them in from distance, he's a double handful. When they're missing, then he's vulnerable. Well, that wasn't in the same postcode as the pocket.
Yeah, came right across that particular shot. Now, As I said, those two reds just left of the black spot, they're causing a little bit of a problem. Okay, you can pot the black here. Now he's hoping that the bottom red of those two will pot into the right corner pocket. That's what he's going to try and play on. He's not 100% certain that it does pot. Oh, it didn't hit that well at all. Didn't get the cue ball away from the black.
Eight.
And away from the pocket. Now, the red did pot as well, as you can see. But you can't take it on now. Is this red just below the pink available into the right centre? It is. No, chance gone.
Shaun Murphy 8.
I'd be very, very disappointed with that.
Absolutely right, Ken. And what's more, a chance presented.
Well, I know he was trying to get on that red below the left of the black spot, but the fact that the red that he took on, he could have played for two reds there, even that red into the right centre. Could have made sure that the cue ball was away from the corner pocket, so he could play that red beside the pink. Will he get another chance?
We've mentioned a couple of times today that Jan has a little more reluctance than most to go into the bunch and develop them. Doesn't need to here. That, though, wasn't as precise as he wanted it to be.
Well, he's got a choice of two reds. He played for the red to the left of the black, but he's got this red into the bottom right corner. Swing the cue ball around off a couple of cushions for pink or blue.
7.
Now we can play for that red. Those two reds, as I spoke about, left of the blacks. You can play for the bottom one of those two. Doesn't have to on this occasion, but he's coming around to have a look at it. No, he hasn't played for it. He's played for the loose red to the right of the black.
$30. $40.
He concentrates fiercely. Nothing seems to faze him, even when he's in a position to win a match, to get over the line like this. Doesn't hurry, doesn't get out of his own rhythm. Maintains his own equilibrium, how he wants to play the game.
Has he got the angle just to punch this red in, make a little cannon on the red beside the black?
20.
I think he's made a mistake. I thought he could have forced an angle just to knock that red down a little bit further down below the black, so he could have been on this black into the right corner pocket. He's not on it. He's given the impression that he's not on it.
Well, let's just put it this way, after the body language displayed here, if he gets down and knocks this in, Murphy will not be best pleased.
Well, he's looking at a safety shot, so try and get the cue ball up behind brown and yellow here. So a slight reprieve for Murphy. But this is a really good
Yeah, Bingtao 20.
second prize. Excellent shot.
I'll repeat, old head on young shoulders. What an impressive shot. So many players would have allowed a wave of dejection to wash over them and to cloud their thought process in that instance. What did Jan do? Play a cracking shot.
Yeah, he's a real tough match player, isn't he? Well, Shaun's got to judge this perfectly, because if this cue ball bounces off the cushion, he's going to leave the red near the black spot.
Foul and a miss.
That's going to go
Young
back.
Bingtao 4. Yeah.
It's all about pace, this shot. He's got to try and just nestle on this red on the top cushion.
Bingtao.
And he sort of bounce off the cushion. Now he could leave this red. To the left of it, this looks a better line. Yeah, good shot. Once again, that target of brown and yellow, it's a big target. If you can try and swing the cue ball off one of these reds, a little left hand side, up behind that brown, and this looks pretty good. Excellent shot. I mean, that's probably the best safety shot that he's played in this match. Very, very good indeed. Now, can Bingtao see an edge of the red? You can certainly even see the one. It's on the cushion. Can he see the one just near the pink spot? I don't think you can see the one near the pink spot, so it's going to have to be the more difficult one that's almost tight to this top cushion. Maybe you can. He thinks he can. Well, from that angle, we're looking right down the line. So he's going to put a one on the top cushion, but this is very difficult. Oh, that's a miscue. Miscue. Now, what has he left? A chance for Murphy that he's been waiting for. 29 points behind. This is a miscue.
The calibre of Murphy's safety was right up there. Deserved to force an opportunity.
1.
Well, this is a little tester. I know it's
8.
only mid-range and you expect him to get it, but when you're 3-1 down, this is a little bit tougher. Cued it beautifully.
9.
Yeah, good shot. Right in the middle of the pocket. Could have done with the cue ball a little bit closer to the black. Yeah, it just wasn't ideal, was it, Phil? That the angle on the black he was going into reds, couldn't avoid them. Another little tester here.
70.
These are tough pots, regardless of the state of the scoreboard. When you know that your next mistake might well be your last, there's even more pressure. So Murphy doing really well.
Yeah, 2 good
20
pots to keep this break going. Checking the scores. He's going to need those 2 reds below the black.
25. Thirty.
You're not afraid to play this shot with the rest. Could have played for that red into the right centre, but he's so confident with the rest, this is not a problem for him. Didn't hit it hard
31.
enough. Mistake. He's just trying to work out what will he do here. Could pot the black and try and go in and out of balk, which means he's got to inject a lot of pace into the cue ball. Makes the pot a bit more difficult. Certainly worth taking on this black. Could try and bring the green into play. I think the 7 points are quite important here. I think it'd be trying to pot this black.
Blue ball.
Okay, so he's going to try and play for a snooker with the cue ball behind the brown. Keep a pressure on his
Shaun
opponent.
Murphy 31.
That's not very good at all. What would you have done there, Phil?
I was with you. I thought the black was the ball, but hey, he's far more qualified than me. One thing I do think is that if you take too much time over a shot, particularly if you're a quick player, and Murphy is, sometimes you can outthink yourself.
Yeah, it remains to be seen think that 7 points for the black may prove vital.
This frame now in the 27th minute, but that's a mere bagatelle for Shaun Murphy. He was actually involved in the lengthiest ever televised frame. 93 minutes against Dave Harold in the China Open in 2008.
Whoa.
All about the pot, of course, and getting the angle on the black to dislodge the two reds, and I think, Ken, it's just about okay.
Yeah, I think his angle is good. He doesn't need too much pace into this particular shot. Second red away from the cushion will be going towards the corner pocket. Oh, he's got the double kiss.
Eight. Yeah, I mean, so eight.
Jan being reminded of the fact that somehow it's never easy to win.
Well, he might take this red on. Screw the cue ball back into the balk area.
One good pot here could unlock the door to this evening's quarter-final.
Whoa.
What a cracker here.
8.
Jan's just taking a look at the scoreboard. He's 14 ahead, so even with a red and a black, he would then need, in addition, yellow and
No.
green. And as you can see, that will take some sorting out.
Well, this would be an interesting way of trying to get on the yellow. He may try and come off a couple of cushions here. I could screw straight up down the left hand side of the table. That's exactly what he's done, but I think he's overdone it. Yeah, he's overdone it. It's going to be close on the cushion, so no chance of getting close to the green.
16.
22 points in the lead. .27 remaining, so he could pot the yellow, but he'd be only 24 ahead with 25 remaining, so. Could try and just drop the yellow in and then maybe try and play a good safety shot on the green. He may even refuse the yellow. No, I think he's just going to try and pot it. I think pot the yellow and play a good safety shot on the green. He'll only require one of the remaining balls to win this match. No, he's refused it. That's surprising.
How many times 16?
And he's left it.
As it's worked out, a nothing shot.
Two.
There will be no positional heroics with this one. Just dolly it in.
Five.
Yeah, go back to that black, Phil. 7 points makes a big difference now, doesn't it? That Shaun Murphy could have had in his bag. Now he's going to need a snooker. A couple of them.
Jan
so far.
understands the importance of playing a good safety on the brown. He doesn't want Murphy to knock in the brown because then on the blue, Murphy would need only one snooker plus the last three colours to force a respotted black. There won't be anything outlandish from Jan Bingtao. No hope that he will lose any shred of concentration. Just not built that way. And I think, Ken, you have to say this is further evidence, if any were required, that Yan Bingtao is formidable.
Yeah, without a doubt. He's a top player. And he's going to be around for a long time.
Even though he's missed a few in this frame, the only scrappy affair of the entire match, Yan's pot success rate remains high at 93%.
4.
So, as I said before, just to repeat, Murphy 23 adrift, that means 1 5-point penalty snooker on the blue. Plus
Shaun
blue,
Murphy.
pink and black, and we would have a re-spotted black. And that's decent.
Yeah, really good. And the fact that it's really close to this top cushion, I'm not quite sure whether you can get enough bend on it. Another inch or so to the left with the cue ball would have been a bit more difficult. Can he get enough bend on the cue ball? A little bit of left-hand side. Yes, he could. Oh, where's the cue ball? Cue ball's going close to the middle pocket. Needs to go. Oh,
Foul.
wow. Oh, my
Shaun
goodness.
Murphy 5.
Would you believe it? Wow.
All of a sudden you start to think about the great escapes. First, Murphy has to knock in these 3 balls.
What a pot. And he's going to need another good one here. He's going to have to rely on his cue par.
$11.
Oh, beautiful shot. Oh, we saw Dave Gilbert miss a black off its spot in the earlier match. This is a little bit easier. But this is for a respot.
Shaun Murphy 8.
Extra ball required. Shaun Murphy has come back from the brink. Can he possibly salvage this frame? It would be an extraordinary outcome if he did. Yan Bingtao pretty much had the match in his hands.
Shaun. Heads it S.
Oh, he's won the toss. So he's put Yan Bingtao into bat.
Think so.
And a typical shot is played more recent times is black on one side cushion, cue ball on the other. What will Yan Bingtao do here? Yeah, it's pretty good. Very good. And the only possibility here, Phil, is it is a double. He could bring the cue ball up into the bulk area, but very risky. Didn't play the double. And played it nicely. Good shot. It's a little bit short, so he's going to leave Shaun Murphy a possible chance. The cut into the yellow pocket. It's a free shot.
It's the kind of ball you expect Murphy to knock in. Cracking finish to the contest, it really is. If it is the finish.
Well, he's a little right smile from Bingtao. This is not an easy shot. And if he takes it on field, the cue ball will be coming down this end of the table. There's a possible in off into the left corner black pocket. Because he's got to play it with pace. He can't play this very, very gently. So watch the cue ball and watch the black.
Seven.
The black's in and the white is not. That was a terrific pot to complete what was overall a terrific performance. The Tiger has struck